Research suggests that 60% of adults are securely attached, not avoidant, not anxious, not emotionally unavailable, secure. So if most people are secure, why the do you keep ending up with the same emotionally unavailable gremlins? Newsflash, it ain't bad luck, all right? Today, we are going to break down the top 10 reasons this happens. And of course, we will talk about exactly how to break this cycle. By the way, my name is Cody. I've got a degree in cognitive neuroscience. I'm trained in trauma therapy called internal family systems. And I study this stuff for a freaking living, all right? Over 1 million women trust me to help them navigate breakups and heartbreak, to prepare them for modern dating. And I say the hard things, but I do it with love, okay? Let's dive into this thing. Here's the journey we're about to go on. These 10 reasons are not random, okay? They are layered. Each one sits on top of the last, and the deeper we go, the closer we get to the real driver of your attraction. Some of these will feel kind of obvious. Some of them will be kind of uncomfortable, and a couple of them might make you pause and go, oh shit, especially number 10. It's kind of wild. So as we move through this map, don't ask which one is me. Ask which ones trained my nervous system to call this love, all right? So number 1, numero uno, is dating apps do not reflect reality. Dating apps are not neutral environments. They reward optionality, emotional distance, and low accountability, infinite scrolling. From a behavioral economics standpoint, behavioral neuroscience standpoint, apps select for people who stay in circulation longer, not necessarily people who are more secure, okay? Secure people often match, assess, commit, and leave the market for stretches of time, okay? Insecurely attached people, especially anxious and avoidant, are more likely to cycle through partners and re-enter the apps more often, stay active while they're feeling uncertain about commitment, use the apps themselves as a regulation of dopamine, essentially, or like a dopamine loop that they're stuck in and that they need to regulate themselves. Okay, so when apps are your main pool, you're not sampling attachment styles in the same proportions as the general population, right? You're distorting your reality. You're swimming in selection bias. This isn't just about you being drawn to avoidance. It's about the environment overrepresenting people who are less likely to form stable, secure bonds quickly, often anxious, avoidant, or both over time, okay? So that first reason lives in your environment. Super simple switch you can make. We're going to get more into action here in a second. But now we need to look at who quietly exits that environment the fastest, okay? Here's reason number 2. Secure people don't stay available long enough to be chosen. Secure people don't circulate. They don't linger in situationships. They don't hover in ambiguity. They don't build chemistry over chaos. From an attachment perspective, secure systems seek resolution, not prolonged activation. They move towards clarity or away from it, which means they disappear quickly from dating pools, not because they are rare, but because they don't tolerate stagnation. So it looks like they don't exist, but they absolutely do, okay? They just don't wait around for nervous systems that need time to decide. I know. It's harsh, but it's true. You need to know this, okay? So now you see why secure people are harder to catch just in general, but that's not the full story, because even when they do show up, your nervous system might filter them out before you even realize it, okay? Which brings us to reason number 3. Your nervous system filters before your brain ever gets a vote. You believe you're choosing with logic, but you are not, okay? Neuroscience says other ways, my dear friend. Your autonomic nervous system evaluates safety in milliseconds, long before conscious thought. This scan prioritizes familiarity, predictability, pattern recognition, okay? Not necessarily a healthy, secure attachment. If your early relational environment included inconsistency or distance or emotional unpredictability, your system learned to associate arousal with connection, activation with connection. So when you meet someone emotionally available, regulated, and steady, there's no spike. And no spike feels like nothing. So you move away from it subconsciously. Wild, okay? And once your nervous system is running the show, it starts confusing familiar stress with attraction. This is where chemistry gets really freaking misleading, which leads us right into number 4, okay? Familiar stress feels like chemistry. This is the one most people confuse with preference. Intermittent reinforcement is the strongest conditioner of attachment. It's honestly the strongest conditioner in all of psychology, in conditioning, okay? It's wild. It's the same mechanism behind gambling. Okay, I want you to just hear that again. It's the same mechanism behind gambling. Uncertainty plus occasional reward equals obsession. Avoidant dynamics deliver exactly this: hot and cold behavior, inconsistent availability, emotional scarcity. Your system releases dopamine during the chase and cortisol during the uncertainty. Together, they create intensity, and you mislabel intensity as chemistry. So you're not attracted to people, you're attracted to activation. Oh, whoopsies. Secure connection, however, doesn't hijack your stress system. So it doesn't feel intoxicating at first, okay? They don't disappear to increase desire. They don't weaponize distance. They don't confuse withholding with depth. It's slow. It's a steady burn. Steady being the important bit there, okay? If you were wondering. boring. So if attraction only shows up when someone pulls away, you're not responding to the person, you're responding to the nervous system activation. In IFS language, internal family systems, that's what I'm trained in. A part of you is equating longing with love, right? A part of you is how we would kind of describe that in IFS words, okay? And another part is associating calm with danger or abandonment. Okay, these parts aren't wrong. They're just outdated protective mechanisms that were helpful at one point, but are clouding your judgment now. Okay, which the next reason hits on this exactly. Okay, secure attachment feels boring before it feels safe because of those parts and because of some of your baggage. Okay, secure relationships though, they start neutral. They don't activate your threat response. There's no urgency. There's no hyperfocus. There's no internal obsession. From a polyvagal perspective, right? This is the theory of your vagus nerve and your autonomic nervous system and how it has multiple different portions of it that kind of regulate different aspects of activation of your nervous system, okay? From a polyvagal perspective, secure connection lives in what is called the ventral vagal portion of your autonomic nervous system, okay? This is the portion, whenever you hear sympathetic versus parasympathetic, that is the two branches of your autonomic nervous system. Polyvagal theory suggests that there are three portions to it, right? You've got your ventral vagal, which is your green, calm, cool, collected, parasympathetic portion of your autonomic nervous system. You've got the yellow sympathetic portion of your autonomic nervous system. And then you have the other side of your parasympathetic nervous system, which is this red free state. The point though, is that secure connection lives in that green zone, that what is called ventral vagal. So it feels calm, it feels present and socially engaged. Okay, but if your system is used to that sympathetic arousal, that yellow zone, it can feel flat. So your body is like, why don't I feel anything, right? You leave before safety has time to become pleasure. It's like the nightmare version of the marshmallow study, if you've ever heard of that. Okay, you end up taking one marshmallow now, the avoidant or the insecurely attached human, because they make you feel something right away. In the first order effect, they make you feel something right now. Instead of training your nervous system to wait for the two marshmallows that come later, which is secure attachment and feeling safe and love in that ventral vagal calm state. And a huge reason that this happens is reason number 6. Okay, you give insecurely attached people, anxious and avoidant people, more chances than secure ones. This one is subtle and it's very freaking costly. Okay, you explain away distance, you wait for clarity, you accept I'm not ready, you call it patience. Hope is a powerful reinforcer to your brain. Insecure dynamics keep you oriented towards the future. Well, maybe soon. Once they figure it out, if I just hold steady, right, it'll get better. That anticipation keeps dopamine online. Secure people don't offer that. They don't trigger hope. They require presence, and presence is harder for a dysregulated nervous system than longing, because presence removes the buffer of fantasy and forces contact with what's actually happening now. That makes these kinds of connections hard for people who are more sold on what could be instead of what is, okay? And here's where it gets a little bit sneaky, okay? Because some of the things you think are healthy standards, right, are actually walls, leading us to number 7. Some of your standards signal emotional absence. These are walls. I'm low maintenance. I don't need much communication. I'm super independent. These aren't neutral traits. From a signaling perspective, secure people hear emotional distance. Avoidant people hear compatibility. They're like, oh, perfect. Great. This is going to be easy. Right? In modern dating culture, hyper-independence is often rewarded though, but neuroscience is extraordinarily clear on this. Okay. There are so many books written about this. Dr. Ben from Stanford just wrote Why Brains Need Friends. It's a great book. I highly recommend you look at it. And it talks about how humans are co-regulating mammals, not autonomous units. Okay. When you advertise minimal needs, you filter out people who want to be mutual connection and mutual effort and attract people who prefer distance. Okay. So you've got personal patterns and you've got dating environments. Now we need to talk about the invisible conditioning, right? The last couple of ones are about invisible conditioning that's happening every single day. Okay. What up? Interrupting our normal programming to announce Mind Brain Body Lab's first sponsor, Apollo Neuro. This tool I have been using for years and I recommend it to all of my clients. Apollo is the only wearable that trains your nervous system to bounce back from stress naturally without pills. Okay, if you fall asleep fast but wake up at 2 a.m. with your mind racing, like I do sometimes, did last night even, or your wearable like Whoop, Apple Watch, or whatever is telling you that you're stressed without actually helping you, this is for you. Apollo doesn't just track your stress and sleep. It acts and is built on a decade of neuroscience research. It learns your stress patterns, calms your nervous system in real time, and helps you stay asleep using subtle vibrations. Users get up to 60 extra minutes of sleep a night, plus 40% less stress and 25% better focus. Apollo was just featured in Forbes for their vagus nerve science, and they just published a randomized pilot study suggesting it's the first wearable that helps prevent burnout. Mind Brain Body Lab subscribers get $99 off. Just hit the link in the description to grab yours. Let's dive back in. So reason number 8 here is that social media is training your attention towards dysfunction. What if social media is quietly training your brain to select avoidant or emotionally unavailable partners? When your feed is 90% avoidant and behavior breakdowns, your brain starts thinking that that's the whole dating pool. It's not. It's the loudest part, but it's not the whole dating pool. So even content meant to help you heal can accidentally keep your nervous system locked on the very patterns you're trying to leave. And that's because your brain does not register social media as education. It registers it as environment. What you repeatedly consume becomes what your nervous system scans for in real life, right? And right now, you're likely being flooded with insecure attachment content. And listen, this content isn't wrong. I make it myself, okay? I think it's interesting and I think it's good for pattern recognition and starting to understand some of these things, but it is also conditioning, okay? Familiar does not mean common. What we repeatedly consume becomes what our brain scans for. So if you walk into dates unconsciously looking for distance-based signals or emotional unavailability, and then you're surprised when you find it, you are not broken, you're not doomed, you're not cursed, you are primed. Speaking of being primed, okay, number one trips up even the most self-aware people for this exact reason, because insight alone does not always heal. Sometimes it tightens the freaking loop, okay? Number 9, trauma language keeps you stuck. When you constantly analyze attachment styles and trauma patterns, you start to expect insecurity. Your perception narrows, your curiosity collapses. Awareness without regulation doesn't free you. It traps you in confirmation bias. Okay, attachment theory is meant to expand awareness, but awareness without nervous system regulation and processing of some of the deeper things going on inside of us creates this hypervigilance. Again, from an internal family systems perspective, there is a protective part of you that uses labels to create control. And then there's another part of you that uses analysis to avoid vulnerability. I see it all the freaking time. So instead of meeting people, you diagnose them. Instead of curiosity, you expect rupture. This narrows perception and collapses what's possible. It just collapses all possibility. Okay, and now the deepest layer that we'll talk about, this is the reason underneath all of the others. This is the one that most people never look at directly because of the last two. Okay, number 10 is that secure people require you to be seen. This is the deepest layer. Secure people notice incongruence. They ask real questions. They respond to what's actually happening. They don't let you hide behind independence or charm. For parts of you that learn visibility leads to loss, criticism, or engulfment, that level of attunement generally feels pretty threatening. So you unconsciously choose people who can't see you fully, not because you want distance, but because being seen once wasn't safe. So why should you care about this? Okay, why should you care about any of these reasons? Well, if most people are secure, but you keep choosing insecurity, an anxious or avoidant or disorganized attachments, right, and unavailable partners, it means one thing. You're the common denominator. Not because you're broken, because your selection system was trained in a different nervous system environment. And lucky for you, your nervous system can be retrained. Okay, so here's exactly how to start retraining your attraction system step by step. Okay, so we're switching maps. These next 6 steps aren't about understanding, they're about retraining. This is the roadmap that actually changes who you're drawn to. This is the part where you stop understanding the pattern and actually begin to change it. Your nervous system isn't going to rewire from inside alone. It's just not how it freaking works. New experiences and new actions are what helps your nervous system shift, grow, and change over time. Bottom line, okay? It rewires from repeated experiences, different inputs, slower pacing. Okay, so here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. Step 1, numero uno, is about changing the data your nervous system is exposed to. You got to do this because you can't choose differently if you never see anything differently, which is why step number 1 is to widen your pool. Okay, stop sourcing partners from the same ecosystem that creates and keeps producing the same outcome for you. Environments create selection bias. We talked about this, okay? If your pool is app heavy, nightlife heavy, or people who hate closeness heavy, you'll keep calling all of that what's out there. Surprise, surprise, right? So how do you do this? If you're only on apps, add one offline channel. It could be friends, events, volunteering, classes, hobbies, whatever, right? If you date a specific type, pick one variable to deliberately expand. Maybe it's age range, maybe it's lifestyle, maybe it's personality presentation. If you only date high intensity people, intentionally include some stable, boring on paper type people as data, not destiny. If there's not a spark, I totally get it. I'm not asking for that, but just start to be able to differentiate between chaos and intensity and wildness and calm, stable stability, right? And somewhere in the middle is what you're looking for generally. So over the next 30 days, I would highly recommend that if you want to test this out and run this experiment, just pick 2 channels for the next 30 days, one that's online and one that's offline, okay? Implement a cap for anything that's online. If you're on the apps or social media, okay? Maybe 10 minutes a day where you're going through 10, 20 minutes a day. Less dopamine soup means there's more discernment available, okay? And then make a non-negotiable list that's about behavior, not a vibe. Follows through, communicates directly, is emotionally accountable. We're going to talk more about these that you should look for here in a second, but make that non-negotiable list and it will really, really help you, okay? And so once your pool changes, the next move is to slowly pace so your system can actually read reality, which is why step number 2 is literally to slow your pace. Stop letting early chemistry set the speed of intimacy. High arousal equals low discernment every single freaking time. When your sympathetic system is lit up, your brain turns into a PR firm and it starts selling you on potential, baby. Okay? This is no bueno. So if you normally jump into daily texting and long calls immediately, just keep early contact light and consistent. Okay? If you normally merge really, really fast, keep your routines, friendships, and your schedule intact. Okay? Way more efficient and way more powerful to do that, so you don't become this codependent merged thing too early. If you normally decide based on an amazing date, just even one of them, require a pattern across time. Some simple things you could do here is like some type of simple pacing rule. No major decisions in the first 3 dates, whether that's labels, future plans, exclusivity, any of that kind of stuff. Okay? Don't build intimacy through texting is another great little simple pacing tip that you can use. Okay? Maybe it's 1 to 2 check-ins a day max, but save the depth for in person or a FaceTime or something like that. Okay? And then after every day, wait 12 to 24 hours before you decide what it means. Your nervous system needs time to settle so you can read it more accurately. So give it that time. All right, now that you're a little bit slower, your environment's changing, it's time to stop letting chemistry decide the verdict. Okay, so you're ready for step number 3, which is you've got to override chemistry with observation and some self-energy. Okay, treat chemistry like a sensation, not a verdict. If you're prone to intermittent reinforcement, as many of us are, your system can interpret uncertainty as attraction. Observation and some self-energy and some presence interrupts that mindfulness, interrupts this loop. So what should you observe in start of the spark, you may ask? Okay, do they say what they say they're going to do? Are they consistent over multiple interactions? Do you feel more grounded after seeing them or more spun out? Okay, do they clarify or do they create fog? So a couple things you can do here is something I suggest to clients is to use a post-date kind of 3-question like debrief. Make them super simple. What did they do consistently? Okay, not just what they said. How's your body feel afterwards? Regulated, anxious, activated, calm? What's going on? And then what data am I missing? It's a really important question. Okay, what data are you missing and how can you get it calmly? If chemistry is insane, don't run, slow down. Big chemistry is a signal to gather more information, not commit faster. Okay, so the first 3 steps we just talked about, calm the nervous system enough to see clearly. But clarity alone doesn't rewire attraction. Okay, once your nervous system isn't hijacked by novelty or intensity, it needs new reference points for desire. And that's where the next 3 steps come in. Okay, so step number 4 is consistency over spark. It's time to stop using this excitement as the main metric and start using reliability. Okay, spark says they're so hard to read. Consistency says they're clear, steady, and follow through. Here's what to do instead. Okay, here's what you can try. Track 3 consistent markers for 2 weeks. Follow through, communication steadiness, emotional steadiness, things like that. Okay, if spark is high but consistency is low, call it what it is. Activation, not compatibility. Consistency shows you who someone is over time, but responsiveness shows you how safe connection actually feels. Okay, next, step number 5, responsiveness over mystery. You must prioritize people who respond like adults, not like riddles. Mystery is seductive when your system equates love with earning. Responsiveness is what secure attachment feels like. Mystery looks like disappearing, vague replies, and delaying clarity. Responsive looks like direct answers, emotional accountability, mutual effort. Here's how to kind of implement this. Just do one small responsiveness test really early on, okay? Share a mild preference or a need. It's something really tiny, right? Like, I like to make plans a couple days ahead. I'm not big on day of cancellation. And then watch what happens. Do they adjust? Do they get curious? Do they get defensive or avoidant? Notice if you feel yourself getting hooked by confusion. That's your system trying to turn uncertainty into a chase, okay? And then finally, 6, the last one. This is the one that predicts long-term security better than chemistry ever freaking could, okay? It's repair over intensity. Repair over intensity. Say it 100 times, okay? Stop confusing emotional highs and lows with intimacy and start looking for the ability to repair and recover. Secure relationships are not conflict-free. They are repair-rich. Intensity looks like big feelings, big talks, big makeups, big instability. Repair, recovery, right? Looks like, hey, we misread each other and we fixed it without punishment, okay? So what to do? What do you do? How do you actually do this little thing or watch for this, okay? Just do some micro repair really early on. If something or someone is off, name it. Hey, that felt a little weird after that. Can we talk about it? Can we clarify that? Then observe. Do they lean in and repair and talk with you about it? Or they deflect, minimize, disappear, get defensive? If someone can't repair small stuff, they won't repair big stuff. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So observe, watch what's going on here. So let's just review the whole process really quick. You got to widen your pool so you can see more secure people. You got to slow your pace so your nervous system can tell the truth. You got to override chemistry with observation and mindfulness so you can stop mistaking stress for love. And then you've got to choose consistency over spark, responsiveness over mystery, and repair over intensity. That's the retraining. And it's not sexy at first, but it's how you stop dating the same wound in different skin. Your attraction patterns are not character flaws. They are intelligent adaptations to earlier environments and abandonment wounds and baggage. But what once protected you may now be filtering out what you actually want. Secure love doesn't arrive as fireworks. It arrives as steadiness your body must learn how to tolerate. And that learning is absolutely possible. Okay? If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, do it now so you never miss a video and you can get more of this information. And if you want to go deeper on any of these topics, you'd love my Substack. Check out the description below for all of the information you need and extra tools and resources that are totally free to you. Okay? You got this. I believe in you. Peace out.